UFC 316 is this weekend, and obviously the main event, as much as some people may say it's not deserved, it is still a really good main event. It's Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. The actual card itself though is actually pretty good, and there's a lot of good fights and good fighters on it. And today I'm going to put a bit of a shine on three different fighters who I think people are still talking about. I've seen a lot of people mention them, but I just want to talk about them a bit more to everyone else because I think they are really good, especially two of them. I think two of them are going to go right to the top. So the first fighter that I want to talk about is obviously Joshua Van, who is unbelievable. He's only 23 years old and he's just come off. It's weird because it was quite dominating, but when you think of dominant performance, you think someone getting absolutely beaten up. Where his recent performance against Ray Saruya, he was dominant. He stuffed near enough every takedown against Ray Saruya, and basically was just constantly shooting. And Joshua Van never once looked fatigued, defended most of the takedowns, landed great boxing. And in the third round, he looked completely fresh, ready to do another 2 rounds. And he's fighting this weekend against Bruno Silva, a good ranked opponent. And I think Bruno Silva out of the flyweight division is probably most easy to beat. And that doesn't necessarily mean he's bad, because like I say, my favourite 2 divisions are flyweight and bantamweight. And to be a ranked flyweight, you have to be amazing, you have to be a great fighter. And he obviously has just been beat by Manel Kape. He has had quite a lot of time off since that Manel Kape lost. And Manel Kape, it was a bit of a mad one. He did kind of like kick him in the balls and then finished him. And Manel Kape is amazing. He's fighting for basically a #1 contenders fight against Brandon Royval in International Fight Week. But Bruno Silva, he is still really good. He brings it every time. He's got great boxing. And Joshua Van's the same. He always brings it. He's very active. And I've seen MMA Guru talking about this. He's from Myanmar, which is very close to Thailand and that area of the world. They're very active. They like to fight constantly. And they see it as almost like a job, where it's like, yeah, I'm fighting again, 6 weeks time, fighting again. And you'll notice in Muay Thai in Thailand, the fighters fight once a month, once every 6 weeks, constantly. They don't have a rest period, they don't have 7 months off unless they're injured. They don't just, oh, I've had this big win, so now I'm going to have this time off. It's constant fight, constant fight, constant fight. And Joshua Van's the same. He fights all the time, he's very consistent, and he's always fun to watch. His boxing is amazing. Go watch that Cody Dearden performance. I think it was the performance just before last, before Ray Saruya. I think it was in December, the start of December. Go watch that fight, because Cody Dearden was doing really good in the first round, then he gassed out. And in the second and third round, Joshua Van just took over, and his boxing was amazing. So definitely go watch that. He's definitely someone to look at, and I think he can really climb the rankings. After this fight, if he does beat a Bruno Silva, I'd like to see him fight someone really good, like a Brandon Moreno, or maybe the winner of Almir Albazi versus Tatsuro Taira. That's coming up. I think it's August the 3rd they're fighting. So it kind of works out perfect, but obviously Joshua Van does want to stay active, so maybe he'll even want to get a fight in before that. But I think the winner of that, or Brandon Moreno, or even Tashia Uldman-Bekov, who's fighting in Baku, there's so many good fighters in the flyweight division. I'd like to see Joshua Van fight, but he obviously has to get past Bruno Silva, and Bruno Silva is really good. I've seen a lot of people doubting him, saying like he's got no chance. He's got power, and he's got loads of finishes in his record, so he definitely can catch Joshua Van. But Joshua Van's boxing is so good. He obviously was a boxer that converted into MMA, so I am very excited to see his performance. And I am going to go Joshua Van by decision, but I do think it's going to be quite dominant. I think he might lose the first round, but the second and third round, so he will be pretty dominant, where his head movement's so good, his boxing's so good, his counter boxing's amazing, so I'm very excited to watch that. The next fight is Wang Kong, and in the women's division, a lot of people say the talent level isn't very good, the skill level isn't very good, but if you watch Wang Kong, you realise how good she is technique-wise in striking. She understands striking so well. They're striking so high level, and I've been calling for Wang Kong to just get pushed up the rankings constantly. She doesn't need to have that many wins, because she's got that rivalry with Valentina Shevchenko. She's very entertaining. She does stuff at the weigh-ins where she dresses up as the Joker. And she had a little bit of a setback where she got knocked out by Fernandez, but then she just beat Bruna Brazil, very dominant. I thought it was 3-0. and she even mixed in a bit of grappling in that fight, and everyone thought Bruna Brazil was going to come out and out-grapple Wang Kong, but Wang Kong, she had destroyed her really, 3-0, auto domination. Bruna Brazil couldn't even really tag her. Wang Kong's movement's so good, laterally, constantly circling in and out of range, circling to the left, shots off there, circling to right. She can do it all, switch stance. Leg kicks are really good too, and she used them leg kicks almost then set up in boxing. She likes to work to the body too. You'll constantly see her do a backhand to the body, and then she'll fake the backhand to the body and then go to the head with it. So she's really high level. She is fighting Marina da Silva, but Marina da Silva is still pretty good. She is obviously ranked. She's 17-10, but she's 6-7 in the UFC, which means at the highest level, she isn't up there with the best of the best. She did just get beat by Jasmine Judovicia, and to be honest, I do see Wang Kong beating her by decision. I don't actually think it will be a knockout or a submission. I can see Wang Kong getting another dominant decision, maybe a 30-27 again. I think her boxing's so good, her head movement's amazing, and I am very excited to watch. After this fight, I would like to see her get pushed up the rankings, maybe fight like an Alexa Grasso. I think she has to obviously fight on that China card at the end of August that Zhang Yang's headlining. She's one of the biggest stars in China, and the UFC have a real opportunity to make a huge star out of a women's fighter. There obviously is quite a few women's MMA fighters from China who are really good. Obviously, Zhao Shangnan and obviously Weili Zhang, who is the biggest star, but they can get another star in a different division in Wang Kong. And obviously they do want, and me personally, I definitely want, I think the UFC want and everyone else want to see Weili Zhang versus Valentina Shevchenko. So if Weili Zhang does beat Valentina Shevchenko and then she stays at that weight class, will Wang Kong want to fight Weili Zhang? Who knows? But the rivalry's there with Valentina Shevchenko and Wang Kong. So I want to see Wang Kong maybe fight, beat Da Silva this weekend, and then maybe fight someone quite high level in China at the end of August, and then she just fights Valentina Shevchenko at the end of the year. I want to see that. I want to see her skip a lot of people because she's very entertaining to watch, and she's so high level, and she's obviously beat Valentina Shevchenko in kickboxing. So I want to see that, and I know a lot of people want to see that. The final fight we are going to be talking about, Andreas Gustafsson. And if anyone doesn't know him, he's 11-2 from Sweden, just had a brutal finish on the Contender Series, and he's fighting this weekend against Chaos Williams. He was meant to fight last weekend on the UFC Apex card, but his opponent did pull out, and then he got moved to this weekend. But Chaos Williams, it's not like it's a 1 week short notice replacement fight. He was also meant to be on this card, so they both had camps for this card, but obviously not for one another. Don't actually think that matters too much because both of them are brawlers, big, heavy power punches, and Chaos Williams has power, so Gustafsson has to be careful, but he just comes forward and he's really good in that clinch. He's so good at landing shots in the clinch with the knees, even with his boxing, really good up close with his boxing, and he's just an absolute brawler. This, I do think, will be fight of the night. I can see it being a second round knockout by Gustafsson. I can definitely see Chaos Williams knocking him out because Chaos Williams has power, but so does Gustafsson. He's got loads of finishes on his record, and I'm very excited to see his debut this weekend. Let me know in the comments who you're looking forward to, and do you think all these fighters will win? I am going to go Wang Kong by decision, Joshua Van by decision, and Gustafsson by second round knockout. Let me know in the comments if you agree, and are you excited to watch them? Hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.